Hi, this is Melanie of Pardesi Reviews, and I'm here to do a film review of the Telugu film Color Photo. If you're new to Pardesi Reviews, I do trailer reactions and film reviews of Indian cinema. When I did a call out on Twitter and on my YouTube communities tab, I said, what are the films of 2020 that I have missed? What are good films? And immediately I had a response that I needed to see Color Photo. Now, this film is kind of the premiere of a new streaming service called AHA. And thank you, viewer Satvik, who made it possible for me to see this film. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't really know anything about it going in. It stars Suhas, who I am familiar with as a supporting player in a number of movies, notably Machilipatnam. Now, evidently he's a YouTube star. I haven't seen any of those web series or any of his short films. The writer of this film is Sai Rajesh, and the director this is his first feature-length film. It's Sandeep Raj. Chandini Chowdary is the heroine of the film. And we see her at the beginning of the film, and she is acting a little bit strangely, and that she hears that someone has died and has a very muted reaction to it. And I will just tell you honestly, because I didn't know what the story was going in, that I was just like, oh my gosh, she's not the greatest actress. I really didn't realize until there was a line when she goes to this funeral and how she reacts bizarrely there, that her husband says this is a reaction to trauma. Then that kind of sets us on this journey of there's an interesting framing device taking us into the flashback of a story set in the 90s, so before anyone had cell phones and easy ways of communicating. And so, like I said, at first I was like, oh my gosh, what is with her? But it was all part of her journey and her story as to why she was acting that way. I was blown away with Suhas's performance. I want to be careful and not give spoilers on this beautifully constructed film. And so it's going to be hard. Maybe I'll do a little spoiler comments at the end. But I really urge you to check this film out. It was, in some ways, it tells a familiar story that I have seen a number of times. I mean, at the core of it is the discrimination of Suhas because of the color of his skin, because of the darkness of the color of his skin. And, at his engineering college, and then Sunil plays the brother of Chandini's character. And oh my gosh, I really was not prepared to see Sunil play someone so evil. Oh, wow. At first, I was really taken aback by it, but he really sold it. And there are some key scenes towards the end. Wow. I'm really impressed. Really impressed. I mean, I just think of Sunil and how many more comedic sidekick kind of parts that I've seen him do, and extremely impressed. While it was a familiar story, it told the story in a very clever way. There's some twists and turns. I felt like I was on this emotional roller coaster of the film, which is something that Indian film does for me. It's just such an emotional roller coaster, but especially this film. I mean, there was highs where I'm like, yeah, and then there was lows, and then I was like, oh my God, it really took me on a journey, and it's been a while since there's been a really good, exceptional Indian film that has affected me like this. This year has just not been the greatest year for Indian cinema in general, and I haven't been able to see films in the theater for most of this year, like I'm sure the rest of you. So I just trust me, you need to see this film. Okay, I thought both of the leads gave a really good performance, but Suhas especially, oh my gosh, he just broke my heart. He was so good. I mean, there's so many comedic parts, especially in the first half But he really, he has an amazing speech in front of his classmates, and there's a white visitor to the school who doesn't understand what he's saying because he's mostly giving the speech in Telugu. Oh, amazing scene. I also thought the music by Kaala Bhairava was excellent. It just really notable music that fit with the tone of the film, and I don't know, it really stood out to me as new, fresh sounding. I just really loved the music. This is not the kind of film where you have any dance numbers. There was a couple of sort of montage, beginning of the love story kind of, music interludes for songs, having more of the full song. But even the background music in several scenes just really, really good. So it's a shame that this film was not able to be released in theaters, because I think it would have been a big hit. But this year is what it is. And so I'm glad that they did release this film on a streaming platform, and so that everyone can see it. And I'm really looking forward to seeing more from this director, from Sandeep Raj, because I mean, this is good writing, and this is good, clever directing in making what is a familiar story feel fresh, feel different, take twists and turns that still surprised me, and just highlighting such warm, wonderful performances by the lead actors. Okay, now I'm going to get into a short spoiler section. So I really was not expecting the scene when she convinces her brother to let her come back and take her exams, which of course was just an excuse to meet Kittu. And they meet on the rooftop, and then his friend Bala, who was a wonderful comedic actor through the whole film. But anyway, it was like the Monkey King army and all of the classmates being with him, and I was like, I wasn't expecting that. And then it was that she just was telling this young couple at the chai stand to encourage them, because that wasn't what really happened. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I hadn't seen the film that her friend references. She's like, wasn't that the ending to I don't remember what the title was, but what a way to make me feel different things. Like, that there was just like that moment of triumph that we wanted in our hearts, and then it's like, no, this is what really happened. This is the real ending. And they just ripped my heart out with that scene on the beach. Like, oh my God. That's what I really mean by this roller coaster. Like, it was so well done, so well written. And I felt like I wasn't getting the full flavor of how good the dialogues were. I saw a couple other reviews really talk about some of the dialogue, some of the lines that were so well written, and I could sort of hear the musicality of what Suhas was saying, but yet I don't know that the full impact of it was coming through in the English. But it just, oh wow, what a roller coaster ride that last. I mean, so sweet the way they got together, and her being so forceful and approaching him. Like, I love that scene at the bus stop. That's what I love, a feisty heroine who goes after what she wants. But, oh, wow. So I just really admire the writing of this film, and I'm looking forward to seeing what this director, what this writer, what Suhas is going to do next, because evidently he's really known for more comedy, and this is a breakthrough for him to do such a dramatic role. So, love to know your thoughts about this film in the comments below, and tell me what, like, does he have more than one web series, or is there something that I should seek out that's particularly great of Suhas's, because I'd really like to see more of his work. Follow me on Twitter at PardeziYT, subscribe here to Pardesi Reviews, and if you hit the bell when you subscribe, you'll never miss another trailer reaction or film review.